Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Today we're going to talk about folklore, horror, folkloric, folklore.
Horror based on folklore.
Based on parkour. Why don't you start this off?
All right, so my first one is a new one. It's called The Ugly Stepsister.
Okay.
So I think this was a Shudder original, but I stumbled across it on Hulu. And I think it's French. It's foreign. They're speaking another language, which I think might be French. It could be some other European language, which makes sense because it's based around a very European folk story of Cinderella. There's a lot of changes, but the main idea is it's this slow-paced body horror take on Cinderella, where one of the ugly stepsisters, Elvira, has to compete against her much more conventionally attractive stepsister for catching the prince's eye. And she is willing to do anything to catch the prince's eye. If you look at the first clip of the trailer, the first thing you see is her in this nose forming contraption, because it is still set in old school times.
Oh yeah.
But you're left wondering how it's going to end. When you hear the story of Cinderella, you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. But that's not really the way this goes. It's an interesting take on it. And definitely, I don't want to give away too much because it is still very new, but definitely worth a watch.
My first one is The Blood on Satan's Claw from 1971. I really like the old 70s stuff that leans into the folklore as well, too. This one takes place in 18th century England. There's a village. All the children are slowly being corrupted or taken into a coven of devil worshippers, led by this teenager named Angel Blake. And they're out there killing and doing all this other bad shit that kids and teenagers should not. Well, anyone should be doing. I guess adults shouldn't kill. Let me put that out there. Nobody should be killing, but especially the kids. Eventually, the town judge leads a search. They have to figure out what to do with all these naughty children, and it's a great. It looks cool. A lot of woodsy, old-time village shit and kids that murder, and it's creepy. And Satan, lots of Satan.
Children are creepy. I've said it before. I will continue to say it. 2006's Abominable, which I found it on Tubi. It has really low ratings if you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or whatever. But I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite movie, but I thought it was good. Obviously, with the name Abominable, it's based on, the lore behind Yetis, Bigfoot, Abominable Snowman, those kinds of things. Basically, after this guy gets into a horrific accident, leaving him paralyzed, he moves back into his house that he used to share with his late wife, who passed away, and things start happening out in this remote cabiny area. One of his neighbors gets attacked. And after he tries to say, what happened, it's this abominable snowman type creature. Nobody believes him. Everybody thinks he's batshit. So then he takes it upon himself to fight the monster. It's everything you enjoy about a B movie in a good way. It's a good, bad movie. I'm not saying it's film brilliance, but it's a good, bad movie. Definitely. It's something that if we were still doing the regular showings at the cinema, I would say we should throw it on.
My next one is Witchfinder General, 1968. So this is the English Civil War era. Of course, people are still believe that witches are real and use that as an excuse to eliminate women. But you have this Matthew Hopkins character. He's an unscrupulous biatch. And he's touring the land and essentially finds these small towns and agrees to rid them of witches and stuff, of course, for a price. And he uses that to gain money and, be gross. But eventually, he pisses the wrong people off. And this guy named Richard Marshall seeks to get revenge on him after he persecutes a priest for no good reason. So it's pretty cool. So you have he's the hunting the witch hunter, the witch hunter.
The Witch Hunter
is the Anyway, Vincent Price is in it. It's great. It's a great end of the '60s folk horror film.
Before things got a little like in the '70s when things got real weird. Things got weird. Let's admit it. Things got weird. So I went kind of in search of Appalachian horror. Like I was trying to remember movies based on that because of all the United States folklore, Appalachia is my favorite to investigate. So I thought about the Blair Witch Project, which is based in Appalachia, but we've talked about that a million times before. It's a really good movie. Then I was thinking about 2009's The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. But that's not really horror. That's a documentary. If anything, it's horror about the horror of drugs and the way life could go. So I ended up thinking about The Devil Below, which is on Tubi. It was from 2021. And this team of scientists investigate coal mines in Shookham Hills. It also has some poor ratings. I think a lot of it's because the movie's pretty dark. Like visually, it's pretty dark. You don't see a lot of the creatures, but it gave me the creeps. It's definitely a creature feature and worth watching.
Ooh, I want to squeeze in one more before we're done. Lamb from 2021. I fucking love this movie. It's a very slow burn with what I think is a great payoff. It's very haunting and unsettling. There's a couple on a farm in Iceland that strange things are happening, and they find a creature, which we'll call it the lamb, but it's not your typical lamb. And of course, they take it in, and they seem there's looming threats of consequences for taking in this creature. That's the word I'm looking for. But all right, tell us some of your favorite folk horror movies in the comments below. That's all the time we got. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.